So obviously, Harry, they had words, and now they go to work.
Now to Hull, breaking it all along. He shoots, he scores! Brett Hull ties it at 2. Oh, baby, Kelly Chase, does he give it, and they love it.
Into the hot zone to Hull. Shoots, he scores! Brett Hull!
Welcome back into Window World Studios. Here with Brett Hull, our good friend Jeff Brown joining us as our Siteman Cancer Center presents Ice Guardians, which we've had a great opportunity in the last few weeks to start checking in with some of our old teammates. And
yeah, it's
got another one
fantastic.
here with us.
Fantastic getting to see the old boys again.
And Jeff Brown, who's a local, been around, well, since the days of retirement, but also around hockey and around the young guys in the sport. How you been, buddy?
I've been good. Yep, just always thought we'd come back here in St. Louis, and all my kids love it here in St. Louis, and I think they'll all end up back here one day.
You're making it home.
Making it home. It's a great place to raise a family.
Grandpa yet?
Yeah, how about that, eh?
Are you?
So go easy on me now.
I got, hey, buddy, I got three, 31, 29, and 27, and all three of them are dead-ass single.
Oh, wow.
I'll never be a grandpa.
Yeah, little 6-month-old Romy's listening, so
Awesome.
You guys be nice to me tonight.
Oh, don't worry.
That's so great. That's so great.
Have you been watching any of the Blues?
Not a lot. I went down Monday night, sent Monty a text in the afternoon, wishing him well and telling him I'm bringing some puck luck for him, and it worked. So he's just too good of a coach for this to keep going. You know, he's trying to make a statement tonight, obviously, but he's been successful everywhere he's been, and coached against them actually in the USHL, and got a lot of time for him. He'll figure things out.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter how good a system you put in there. If your players don't execute at a high level, you're not going to be successful. And, we watched that game last night against Washington, and it was one of the ugliest affairs I've seen in a long time. I mean, from puck control to puck movement to this overall speed, it didn't look very well.
Not very cohesive at all.
No, right?
No, for sure. And then, the skill guy gets the blame tonight, and I'm not saying that he's not to blame, but
yeah, we know.
I've been through that.
I've been through that. Yeah, I mean it's a team game.
Yeah.
But some of the system I wonder about, and every time Washington got the puck and got one good pass in the offensive zone, it seemed like they were on the power play, and it was 5-on-5. And there just seems to be no pressure on the offensive player in the defensive zone.
No, it's a 5-man unit, and we can't look at the forwards, can't look at the defense. The whole thing's just a little off right now. And like I said, I mean, I've watched this guy coach like the best of them, and I mean, he'd be a guy, like people say, Brownie, would you ever coach or whatever? He'd be a guy I'd push pucks for, because I respect him as a coach, right?
Good,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a few in the league, obviously, with Coop and Roddy, our old teammate Butch Cassidy in Vegas. I mean, those are the guys that I'd push pucks for
right.
Sure.
Yeah, that says a lot.
Yeah,
it says a lot for, and he's smart. He was a smart little player when he played with us for that little bit here in St. Louis. But I know one thing for sure, and when we played together, I always tried to be in constant motion so that when it was time to go, starting from a dead stop in this league, you're not going to be able to outskate a lot of these guys because they all skate well. So if you're stagnant and then you have to transition, it's not going to work out well for you.
Yeah, there's Lindy Ruff.
Yeah.
Lindy Ruff at home, Linda Puff on the road.
Well, is that what they say?
That's what they used to say when I was in Quebec.
We used to hear Lindy on the road, Ruff at home.
That's it, yeah.
He's been a heck of a coach for a long time too, though.
You know what? You got to give him credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to give him credit. But it's a speed game, man. It's fast. It's crazy fast.
I watched that McDavid, and it scares the heck out of me 3 times a game. Like he's going to just go right through the end boards. He's going so fast by the net.
I asked my buddies to go down on Monday night and just to kind of watch him, obviously watch Trent Frederick, one of Logie's buddies. And, there were so many times where he just started from behind and ended up ahead, like in a blink of an eye. It was unbelievable. Like it's crazy how fast he is.
And the skill level. I remember one of the All-Star games, and he didn't win the fastest skater. And someone said, "What the hell?" And I go, "Yeah, give them both a puck, and we'll see who wins the head." Yeah. He'll win it by a lap.
It reminds me of you, Hully, whenever there was an opportunity.
Yeah, funny, that ice was always tilted the wrong way.
He doesn't look very fast. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. Must be an offensive chance.
Speaking of guys that were fast, we just had Darren Kimball talking to him, just having a conversation, and he brought up Guy Lafleur and playing with Guy, and you played with Guy as well in Quebec. That must have been a treat.
Oh, man, I bet.
Yeah, Bergie'd come in and he'd go, "Where's the flower? Where is the flower?" And he'd be in the cubicle.
Yeah, having a smoke. Yeah.
He'd be having a dart in the cubicle. And no, he was legendary. He was a treat to play with. I mean, I was a kid, right? I was 19, 20 years old. So it was a special time for sure.
Yeah, and Kimby said he was like just the best guy in the world too.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Giving, generous, good dude, really good guy.
You be more comfortable in that era or today where there was not as much, like today nobody puts a stick on you, nobody's hard on you or whatever.
Right.
But would that have offset the other stuff with the Flower? Because he was such a great guy. Teammates loved him.
I loved him. No, he was one of those guys that every time he got the puck, you were excited, right? Like a little bit like Pavel Bure that I played with in Vancouver. Man, he was just dynamic type player, and but great teammate. Now, listen, I played with him at the end, but nobody skated like the Flower back in the day.
Right.
Bobby Orr and him.
Yeah, no, there you go.
Gilbert Perreault too, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That was my dad's favorite guy, Gilbert.
Well, and your dad too.
It's, but I think Guy is one of those guys that I think he would have thrived in any era of the game because he was just that good, that smart. Like Wayne,
right?
Mario. They dominate in this game too. They'd find a way to do it.
Well, you think about our era, let's call it, right? We're all getting close to our 60s, not to date ourselves, but you think about that group of guys and like who could still be playing at this speed right here?
Oh, it'd be tough.
It'd be tough.
But I think you'd
who
find
could
a
be playing
way.
at 60 or who could be playing?
No.
Because I can tell you there's a whole bunch of them that couldn't play the league that we played in. And it's the same thing with us. We probably couldn't play, but
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for two different reasons, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'd be one of those things where you just kind of, you did everything you could. You did everything you could to keep up.
Yeah.
But once you caught him,
you latched on, never let him go.
That'd be the end of that.
Yeah. Trying to play against guys like Shell Samuelson, it'd be trying to get around an octopus.
And no kidding. And the complaining that would happen right now with the D.
Yeah, Brad Marsh.
Bob Rouse cross-checking you. Brad Marsh slashing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lee
anybody having
Norwood.
fun yet? Yeah.
I watched, was it Sunday? They had your 50 and 50 game on TV. And I watched a couple periods.
The first one or the second one?
Oh,
against
LA?
LA?
In Detroit.
Yeah, it was in the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I was in Detroit.
We beat the piss out of them 8-2, I think, that night.
We destroyed them.
Man, we were good then.
Oh, so good. Why did they have to break it up? We were all in our when you think of that team, man, we had so many guys just heading into their
prime,
and they blew it up. They panicked because we lost to Shane Churla, Basil McRae 2-on-1 against Minnesota or whatever, right? That's kind of after they. Anyways,
But the problem, and we love him, but it was Ron Caron.
yeah,
Ron Caron, he thought his job was to trade. That's what his job was. It'd be like he'd be at home in bed with himself thinking, oh, 3 more days until the deadline. I can make some deals in 2 more days.
Yeah.
And it's like and the people that were in charge of him weren't smart enough to go leave the team alone. All right, if there's something to tweak to fix the outside depth or whatever, yeah, but holy man, we're a good team.
but the reason we were a good team was because of the fact that he did that, right? Like,
Well, yeah, but it was an
in and-
iteration of the same team. It started as Cujo and then Stevens and then Shanahan and then you and I mean just one guy in and one guy out, and it was.
But I mean, that's when you look at those 2 Vancouver trades, our whole second line became. I ended up going to Vancouver in the next bad trade, but the 6 of us: Nathan Lafayette, me, Hetty, SS Momes, Courts, and Ronning.
And
6
Robert
of us,
Dirk.
and Durkee, right? For in hindsight, right? Butchie and
Dan Quinn.
and Peter Nedved, right? So when you look at it like that, that was our whole second line in Vancouver. We went to the finals against the Rangers. Hetty and I were a top 4 pair type thing, and so when you think back of Cujo in the net, you, Shanny, whether it was CJ or Oatsy or whoever, Butchie or Scotty. I mean, there was just the makings of, like, we had an offense like nobody had in the league. We had nobody tougher, maybe with the exception of Koch and Probert in Detroit, right? And we had lots of guys that were like, it wasn't like obviously Chaser and
Our
Twister.
Our third line there, the Scud missile
the Scud line,
Sutter, Basson, and Lowry was
best,
unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and then if one of them
best
got hurt, you
checking
throw
line.
Ricky Mahar in there.
Yeah.
That was the year that Pittsburgh won their first cup, and we beat them that year like 7-1 and 8-2.
Yeah.
And Ricky Mahar, we'd sick on Mario, and Mario would
Dog
just,
and a bone.
oh, man.
Yeah, dog and a bone.
Yeah, Mario, I don't think had any points in the regular season against us.
Which is almost incredible.
Unheard of. And then, unfortunately, when Minnie got to us, they beat us, and I think Pittsburgh was feeling pretty good about Minnie compared to us.
Yeah. You never taught me to be a tough guy like
I didn't want to be out of work.
I'll tell you
that.
what.
What are you laughing about?
What do you mean? I didn't ask the question. I'll tell you what, though. You talk about that. Why didn't you teach me to fight like that? It was like no one had to teach you how to score. To this day, I say I'll put you in the high slot all day long before me, and I got 740 goals. I'd put you there every time. When they cheat on me and you'd slide down in there, goal, auto goal, every time.
Wow.
Ochi'd slide it out to you.
I appreciate
It was
saying
in.
that.
And then if they did kind of cheat it, there's Shanny over there on the post to tap it
Well,
in. There.
again, getting back to those times, like, I mean, you got the best power play in the league, right? I mean, Cujo's top 5 in the league. You got the Scud line, like you say, Scud and Look at the Deer and hey, Davey Lowry.
Hi.
I mean, just think about it, you got Brendan Shanahan, who's a 50 goal scorer, who would fight anybody anytime. I mean, just right off the top of your head, in all our years of playing, how many Brendan Shanahans were there in the league?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, they could do it all. Yeah.
3.
Who are they?
Talk.
Talk never got 50 goals.
Yeah, I think he did.
No, he did not. But I agree. Talk is a guy like Shanny. 30 goals is still good.
I was gonna
35
say,
goals.
Talk, Neely, and
Neely, for
which
sure.
Adam set up.
Cam Neely.
Yes.
and Wendell probably, as far as those type of players.
I mean, seriously, like they're unicorns.
Yeah.
You know,
I got to see because now I got to look up and see whether he scored that.
our Drew, our statistician over there, are you going to come up with some info for us there, kid? But yeah, I mean, just think about that. I mean, and Scott Stevens, he was unbelievable. You know, tough as nails, power play, penalty killing, anything you need, he could do it. Cujo was at the top of his game. That was the problem with the St. Louis Blues. Every time we had an unbelievable team, the goalie got hurt.
That is true as well.
Lee.
That is true. The moves we made to Vancouver, and as much as I love the group there that we had, those hurt us. Those were hard to come back from on our team. Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the loss. It was the losing out to the trade that Mr. Caron had. He had that Pittsburgh trade with Hartford, and at the last second, Pittsburgh came in and outdid us. Otherwise, we were getting Samuelson and Francis.
Oh,
Right.
come on, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then there was the panic button.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you're right about Talk. He scored
I think he got 40.
48, 40, 45, and that's it as far as high numbers. Everything else is in the 30s and 20s. But that's a lot of goals.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta
still,
get
just
200
tough
penalty
as
goals.
nails. You know, the start of kind of that was what was it? Early '90s when Bobby Probert got 35 playing with Yzerman.
Yeah.
Right. It was like, holy cow! Him, Gallant, and Yzerman were the line.
Proby. We wanted him to think he was a player.
That's right.
Butchie,
Let him score.
Butchie would frickin' wind him up, and I'd be like, Butchie, would you shut up? He thinks he's a player tonight.
Yeah.
Just let him be a player, and sure as shit, the eyes would go back and dump it in my corner, and I'd let him go first.
Smart.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was ahead of my time. That's what they do all the time now. Nicky
Sure.
Lidstrom and whatever, right? Like, let them go by.
You know, you could throw Roenick and Big Walt into maybe the 1B category with those guys, because Big Walt was get 50 goals and he'd fight as good as anyone, and Roenick was just, you know, I love the kid, but
He was a pain in the ass.
he's not all there. There's no way. Like, you know, getting to know him even better since we've retired, like he's a wingnut. There's no off button.
Well, and he was so skilled, he could get it back on the rails in a hurry.
Yeah, he was a good skater too.
Yeah, another guy. Tough guy to play against.
I think maybe one of the original guys too was Al Secord, who turned into an American airline pilot, or was it United? He just retired from being a pilot. What do you think of the new unis?
I love them.
I do too.
I think
A
they're
lot of people I heard are bitching and moaning.
I think they're
I think they are sexy.
best ones.
As long as we don't have any of that stupid red in them,
Yeah, those are the worst.
I'm good.
When they sent that out, who was it? JR sent that out? Rutherford?
If Buffalo didn't
What
screw
are your
up their
favorite-
uniforms, we'd have two unis
Yeah,
almost the exact
no, you're
same.
right. Who were your favorite? I said, well, I mean, they got to be when I played, right? Like, those were my favorite unis. I thought they were
With the little bit of red?
No, I thank God I never had to play with the red. Or no, I guess
No,
a little
they
bit.
always
I
had-
understand.
they
what
just
you're
had a
saying.
touch of red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You're not. I'm not talking about the clown
Oh my
outfits.
God,
The
awful.
most embarrassing thing I've ever
Yeah,
worn in my life.
Worst ever. Thank God I didn't have to.
And it was just such poor quality. Remember, Chaser? The socks were like wool. And they were actually like that because we'd get runs in them.
That's why in Canada we call them sweaters.
Right?
Right?
The Americans are funny. When I first went to Penticton to play junior, we had two kids, well, not two kids, but two guys from Portland came and were playing in Penticton, and they called pants breezers.
Never heard that.
What the hell's a breezer? They're pants, even though they're shorts. Right? Yeah. But one was Ian Kidd. Ended up being a great player at University of North Dakota. Lives in Duluth, Minnesota right now.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player.
He was. And what a guy. What a guy.
But yeah, that power play, Hully, that was just
That was sick,
that
man.
was so much fun to play
Yeah.
on. You know, you had I mean, Otzi left probably after what the first couple years I was here.
Still pisses me off.
Yeah, but then
I'd had 1,000 goals if we would have stayed together.
For sure.
Boy, he looked everybody off to get you the puck.
Yeah, that poor Jeff Courtnall. We'd come back to the bench and he's, Otzi, didn't you see me? I was wide open. You go, yeah, I saw you.
7-Eleven.
Well, why didn't you give it to me? He goes, I was waiting for Hully to get open.
Hey, Chaser, 7-Eleven, always open.
yeah.
7-Eleven. Yeah, there's another guy who was an unbelievable player.
Yeah, both times.
Golly.
But then we had CJ, who was an unbelievable playmaker.
Curtis was an unbelievable.
Craig Janey, yeah. And
no,
then
not Curtis, Craig.
Craig, and then and you know who else was awesome up there? I loved playing with forwards as like 4 forwards, but Nelly was good. Nelly was freaking good back there.
It's funny. Chaser and I were talking 2 days ago, and one of his daughters is getting married down in Cabo, and over the last 15 years, I've been down in Cabo at a private golf community, and Chaser said that, and
big save.
told Nelly to give me a call if he needs some help and helping his daughter find some spots down there. So it'll be good to talk to him.
Hully, you know what's worse than a defenseman putting you in the boards?
Well, that's easy. Paying for car repairs out of pocket. It's worse than a fight with you.
That's why there's Car Shield. When your car breaks down, Car Shield helps you cover the cost and doesn't leave you stranded.
Over 5,000 parts and systems covered. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance. It's like having an enforcer in your corner, only for your car.
Month-to-month coverage, plans that fit any budget, and no long-term contracts, bud.
Don't wait for the breakdown. Go to carshield.com today. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com. Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri.
We're coming to you from Window World Studios, Hully. And you know these guys, they're all about windows.
That's right, Chaser. Windows World of St. Louis doesn't just put in windows. They take care of people. Best service in the business, hands down.
And they'll do whatever it takes to make customers happy. And that's why fans around here trust Window World for their homes.
So if you need new windows, go with the teams that's willing to go the extra mile. Window World of St. Louis.
Window World of St. Louis, best in town, buddy.
Absolutely.
Now it's time for your Get Check moment of the game. And today we're talking about prostate cancer. Did you know that besides skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer among American men? But it's very treatable, especially with early detection. Fellas, please speak to your primary physician about knowing when to get your PSA test done. A simple blood test could save your life. Typically, it's recommended you get the first test done around the age of 50. But if your family has a history of other factors, you may opt to get it done as early as your 40s. It's a simple blood test, and that's it. And if you're in Missouri or the Illinois area, you can go to getscreennow.com, or you type in your zip code and find a screening location near you. Or you visit siteman.washu.edu.
Buffalo on a power play, but we were talking about power plays and our great one we had in St. Louis. And, you played on a number of teams, as we all did. Think about some of the great power play guys you played with around the league and on different teams.
Well, you mentioned one earlier with the flower. Obviously, that was fun. But starting out in Quebec, I really got lucky, guys. I got drafted to the Quebec Nordiques, and they had all the Stastnys. They had Goulet. They had Hunter. They had all these guys, and they didn't have a quarterback. And I got, probably when I wasn't ready. And it's that opportunity, and thankfully I took advantage of it. But they had such good forwards on that power play, and then Joey Sakic, who slid in there, and you talk about Nelly sliding it over to me or Oatsy, or I mean, there's the most unselfish superstar I think I've ever played with. That guy, like, he could do it all.
Right.
Joey Sakic was just such a stud in so many ways, and unassuming. Like, you'd never, like, to talk to him, you'd never even know it. And he just slid right into that power play, and unfortunately, I only got a year with him where he'd look guys off and sauce it over to me or whatever, and always on the tape, always flat. Just like.
And then he could look at you and rip that wrister like.
Well, yeah. Then they'd have to respect the top, and,
Yep.
and then he'd slide down, and boom, right. And so, but we got to mention Moses, like Peter Stastny. My goodness, like, you talk about some of the all-time greats. Like, he was just so smart, so much. Oh, there we go, 1-1.
Shorty, St. Louis
Shorty.
Blues.
Young Matthew Joseph
After an
puts him up
incredible
1-0.
save by Hofer.
Yeah.
Right before that.
Well, you need it.
Isn't that the way it works? It's like
Always.
football when you get the free play with the holding. You just send her down. There's a guy who can skate.
A big goal for St. Louis.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, Monty, there you go.
Start building that confidence on him now.
Well, a little puck luck, right? Well,
Yep.
puck luck. I mean, big save, but then puck luck at the blue line, and
Well, what do they say, right? Don't give it away at the blue lines.
I did that a few times.
Again.
Here we go again. Give it to him. Not quite the speed of the other guy, but
No, but you'd think he'd be good with them big, long legs. Yeah.
so that power play, and then what other good ones did I? Vancouver
Can I tell
was
you a
pretty
little
good.
Joe Sakic
Oh, yeah.
intervention?
Sure, absolutely. It's your show.
The St. Louis Blues had Joe Sakic up on the docket to
God.
draft him,
Don't start.
and they weren't sure if Hully could continue to score at the pace he was. So they wanted to back him with another winger, and they got Keith Osborne instead of Joe Sakic. Patty Janelle proceeded to break the table at the draft. Got up, walked away, and wouldn't sit back down with him. Brian Sutter had to go get Patty off the concourse because he quit. Because he wanted Joe Sakic. And they took Keith Osborne. Little tidbit of information.
That's Teddy Hampson.
It's come back to haunt them forever.
Yes.
Joe Sakic would have been a St. Louis Blue for life. Playing,
And then
With Hully.
then they could have.
then he would have had another 1,000 goals. So
I'd be
that's-
sitting on 2,000 goals right now. But could you imagine, like the Hamburglar, some of the moves he made were just horrible.
just listen to this guy.
Oh, Lord.
Guy'd been around the league for so long. He knew exactly what we was looking for, and was so excited when Joe was available, and then not to take him.
And they'd gotten rid of Dougie Gilmore.
Yeah.
And so, for whatever reason, right or wrong, or had to or not, I don't know. I don't care. But, you get rid of him and you have a chance to get Joey Cack. I mean, wow.
Well,
How
the other
can you
thing,
screw that up?
the other thing is, unless it's you on the wing, you always take the centerman. A centerman
Right.
can always play wing,
Yeah.
right?
Well, just look at Wayne and Mario.
Yeah.
The schmoes, they made 50-goal scores, and then you never heard from them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that, Chaser.
Yeah, that's a.
One of the ghosts that haunt. Say there's no ghosts that haunt.
Yeah.
That was just like
That was cool that they won. I love that. It's just.
You enjoyed that, did you?
I did.
I don't think anybody enjoyed it more than you. No, we all did. And you know what? It was good on the Blues to include all us old
Yeah,
farts.
absolutely
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
They were very generous that way. It was great to be a part of it.
Chaser, you might know this. Whose idea was it to change the unis? Because they
change-
kind of went to similar a few years ago. And they were nice looking too.
I don't know who this was, but I like these jerseys, okay? When they got into the red and went through all of that again, I was just like, why don't you ask a couple of us that wore them? Like Ronald McDonald out there.
But if you sit there and you talk to Osh,
Oh, yeah, I
he
know.
loves them.
I know.
I go, yeah, because you never had to wear it.
I told him.
Kind of like designing that Centene Chaser. You'd think they'd maybe ask if you guys
Yeah, you think?
be around a little bit. Seen every minor hockey building in the North America.
I think you got two teams that are kind of very similar here, if you ask me. They do some good things, and they're all Swedish and no Finnish.
We have a replay yet of that first goal?
Hated shorthanded goals.
Well, you don't get a plus for the power play goal, but you get a minus
Yeah.
for the that doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Or the empty netter.
The
Against you.
stupidest stat on earth, plus minus. Cares. You miss coaching, or are you still coaching?
I'm not. I'm done. Yeah. No, I've done enough of the minor hockey and junior stuff. If I was to ever go back, it'd have to be pro. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you got a big fan over there in Kelly. He was saying there was
I'm done promoting him. He doesn't want to take what I give him.
last year or so, I think we were talking, and there were some job openings, and he called and he said, "What? You just yeah, well, maybe it was Shanny, no?" He goes,
Connie.
"Hire
Connie.
Connie."
Danny and Connie.
Yeah, just hire Jeff Brown. He's awesome.
Well,
Oh, here's the highlight of the shorthanded goal.
It's
A little
just-
bit of puck luck, bad
yeah,
luck on
Joseph
the.
just breaking away from them, though.
He tried to pull up and make a play, and the puck jumped over his stick, and Joseph was in a good spot. Good speed. 'Cause they couldn't get the stick on him enough to disrupt him.
well, you can barely touch him in that scenario now, right?
Yeah, but right about now,
Right.
playing them, I'd take the penalty. I might
Yeah.
even take the penalty shot.
You know what? I feel that way. That guys score more live than they do if they get a penalty shot.
Yeah, well, they start thinking.
When
I hated
yeah.
I hated breakaways and I hated penalty shots.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting there, I'm like, well, he knows it's me, so he thinks I'm going to shoot. But then he's probably thinking, well, he's going to think I'm shooting, so he's going to deke. And then by the time I got to the goalie, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, I like that too.
The other night I was watching, did you see, was it Dallas? And he stick handled the stick. Oh, and I called him too. Was it Schenner? He stick handled it right in the corner in the shootout.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Cheddar?
You got it deep?
Oh, yeah. I text him. I go, ooh, it's slippery out there, kid.
Kind of like the 0-0 tie in Viking, Alberta chaser.
Right.
That was funny. You can tell that too, Brownie.
Oh, that's your story. I can't tell that. But I don't remember the gist of it. But the Sutters, weren't they on a 2-on-0 breakaway or something?
They had 2 breakaways and they dumped it in.
They got it deep both times, and Hully looks back at Bob and says, "Bob, how many 0-0 ties do you think were played in Viking, Alberta?"
I swear to God, Bob Berry and Joe Micheletti were going to both piss their pants. They were laughing so hard. And Brian was just grumpy-faced and not laughing at all. We're all put our heads down, just trying not to laugh. Get your head in it, he'd say to me.
Yeah, and punch you in the kidney. We got more injuries from our coach after doing good. Like if you screwed up, he wouldn't ever punch you. But you score a goal, you come back to the bench, he'd be spitting over your head, and then he'd punch you right in the kidney. Way to go, lad! Way to go! And you'd be like,
You were aware of him coming down the bench for sure. More when you did good than bad, obviously.
How about when he'd turn off the lights, and in between periods, and go, "Yeah, I'll fight all of yeah, right now." And it's like, and
We'll shut the lights off and
Twister and
see who's
Chaser
coming
would
out
like
of here.
stand up and like, did they wanted to do it? It's like, no, sit down, guys.
We'll shut the lights off and see who walks out of here.
Yeah, I'm faster than you with my work boots on in the middle of Highway
I
40.
could walk backwards on Highway 40 in the middle of rush hour traffic and be better than you.
And then he punched his hand right through the chalkboard. I think that was before white erase boards were invented or something.
Well, and then how about the UBE, that the bike with arms? And honest to God, he'd get on that thing and he'd go for an hour, just like a machine.
Yeah, and we would get on
we'd
it for
try
a
and get
minute,
on it
and
for
it'd
a
be like,
minute.
us to do it.
We'd be
Screw it.
dying in our gym that we had at
Yeah,
the St. Louis Arena. When did we have it?
That thing was pushed up against the wall. You had to move it 3 inches away from the wall every time you wanted to use it.
What? Use it? It was a tape holder.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Oh.
He made me ride that thing almost daily.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that
Talking about that
universal
UV.
thing.
Yeah, the UB.
No, that UB, yeah.
Oh,
but remember
God.
the universal thing with a
that.
quarter inch of asbestos on it? And we wonder why half our
Can you imagine
people are sick from that place.
that old barn?
Oh.
God, I love that place.
It was unbelievable to play in.
Isn't it sad? Every time. I don't think there's a time I drive by.
Yeah, my
when I'm
wife
like, why
laughs at
can't-
me.
I wish I could see that rink.
That's where the old arena was.
Yeah.
And
it
now
doesn't
she
even look
says,
like it could be
hey,
there.
there's the old arena.
It doesn't even look like it could be there,
No.
though. Like, because it was down below.
And
They
now
built everything so high.
I'm convinced they got rid of it so fast because if they tested for all the,
Oh, my God.
there would be lawsuits everywhere.
Yeah. But Sudsy, wow. And not only that,
Well, he
like,
looks just like his dad, Josh Doan.
not only that, Hully, Sudsy was always harder on you when you had success.
Yeah.
Right? And not just physically, but like I remember, like I'd go out and I'd have a great game, and I'd be whatever second star. You pretty much had. We were all playing for second star because you pretty much had first star locked up every night. But we, I'd be getting off the ice and couldn't wait to like be high stepping down to Rupert's or whatever. and,
Rupert's, there's a name.
yeah. And, Mikey Folga or whatever would say to me, hey, Sudsy wants to talk to you. And I'd go in, all
Another great
kind of
save.
pissed full of myself, and he'd just start frickin' ripping me.
Yeah.
Just ripping me. And I'm like, I just had a goal and 2 assists. We win the game. I'm pretty, oh no. But you know what?
Hair's
as hard
all
as he
gelled up, ready to go.
Oh, oh no! Right off, I walk off the ice after getting the second star, right to the room.
Oak tree suit. Back then, because we made like nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, and you know the story, I'm sure. At the end of the year, my first full year in St. Louis, I got 42 goals, and in the off season they had called me and the media, and they said, what do you think is going to be a good year for you? And I go, I think I'd be really disappointed if I don't get 40 goals, because playing part-time with Calgary, and then when I got some playing time in St. Louis at the deadline, wasn't that many games, but I ended up with 32, so I go, I think I could get 40. And my brother called me and he's like, you can't say that. And I go, why? I believe it. And so I got 42 goals and the old end of the year meeting, I'm thinking I'm going to get the old pat on the back, way to go, young man, come back next year ready to go. And he MF'd me for 30 minutes in that room and told me, how much better I could be and this and that. And you've only scratched the surface and you don't do this and you don't do that. And I was lucky it was me, because I could have taken that a bunch of ways and just said, fuck you. But I go, God, does he really believe in me that much? And so I thought about it and came back, and then all of a sudden it was 70, 80, and it's like, holy, he's right. And he was motivational. Like you said, the better you did, the harder he was on you, because he wanted you to do even better.
Think about 42 and you didn't even get, that's not even half of the 86.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, unreal.
No, and he was like that. He just, as much as we hated it at the time, and
you look back and you thank him.
He made me
I've
an
told
all-star.
him that too.
He really did. Yeah. He made me an all-star.
All right. We got to take a break from the Window World studio, and we're presented by Siteman. We will be back with our great guest, Jeff Brown, and my partner, Kelly Chase. Chaser, in all our years here in the St. Louis metro area, we have made a lot of great relationships. But one of our favorites and most reliable, John Eilerman from McBride Homes.
No question about it, buddy. I remember when Ben was my middle guy, was a preemie, and I was called out of a field I was hunting, and we were in the midst of selling our house. I couldn't believe this was happening 11 weeks early. Come charging back to St. Louis, and McBride Homes finds me a place to live as I'm in the middle of trying to search for a home. And I've had a relationship with them, and that was in 2000. And they've done nothing but take care of Blues players, coaches. I know Coach Berube was one of them. And they've just been instrumental in the community. They're such giving people. It's always about charity. It's always about giving back. And that's the reason they say McBride Homes is everywhere you want to live.
Absolutely. And it goes without saying that they are one of the top companies in St. Louis.
100%.
Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri. Wow, nice hustle. The only time I get to see that much drive is when I feed my dog. Nugget loves every flavor of Diamond Naturals adult formula. Every time I fill her bowl, it's like a breakaway. I think she loves Diamond Naturals almost as much as she loves the Blues. They both come from Missouri. Maybe it's local pride. All I do know is to step away from the bowl come feeding time, because she'll rough you up if you get in the way. Now it's time for our Get Checked moment of the game. And today, we're talking about breast cancer. And if you're a gentleman watching, please tell your wives, girlfriends, friends, daughters, sisters, aunts, and even your mother-in-law. Gals watching, listen closely to this. If you're 40 or older and haven't yet gotten your mammogram, it is so important that you do. Women who undergo regular yearly screening for breast cancer have better outcomes than women who don't. If you have family history of breast cancer, there is a chance you will need to start getting screened even earlier. And that's something to talk to your primary care physician about. Siteman Cancer Centers offer a mobile mammography van that parks at convenient places like Schnucks and Walmart all over town, so you can get screened on your way to run errands. Check out the van schedule and make an appointment on Siteman's website, siteman.washu.edu, or type in your zip code at getscreenednow.com. If you're in Missouri or Illinois, to find multiple locations near you to get screened. And we're back at the Window World Studios, brought to you by Siteman Cancer Center. First intermission brought to you by CarShield, protection that keeps you on the game and on the road. Fellas, I think we're coming up with a highlight here of these are game-changing plays. The save by Hofer there. Well, see, as a goal scorer, I wouldn't call that a save. I'd call that a bad shot.
Bad shot. You got to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, he fanned on it.
But what a very nice play. That seems to be a modern-day power play move.
Yeah.
The go backwards and throw it behind you.
Well, I don't know why.
But it's still a great save.
Tucker's got, look at, that's not a good slide. Like, you got to sell out there and not allow that. See the opening between his legs? You can't allow that. You got to sell out there.
Yeah, you
got to close it down.
Are you trying to block the ice or just kind of pretend
Here, let
you're
me
going
open
over
my
there?
legs. Yeah.
But that puck's got to go in the net.
It's got to go in the net.
But it's a great save. And so we were talking a little bit during the break, and you've done you did a lot of coaching at a number of levels. Give us a little insight into your theories on the game and how much you enjoyed coaching at each level, and the guys you got to teach at the levels, and what was good and bad about each.
Well, I mean, the majority of it was minor hockey, right? I mean, I had a little run with junior, with Chaser's team there, the Bandits, and then the Indiana Ice and the USHL. And I went back to my hometown of Ottawa, coached the 67s. But, you know, that was a bit of a coaching suicide. I had an opportunity to coach for Shanny in the minors and in the Marlies. And, you know, Mom and Dad were, for lack of a better word, dying, right? Like, they were getting to that age, and I had been gone since I was 15 playing hockey, and I'm like, I got offered the 67s job, and it was like, I have to do this. Like, I'm going to regret this the rest of my life if I don't. And actually, thank God I did, because Mom and Dad didn't do great at the end, and Mom had the Alzheimer's, and, you know, Dad he'd call me at 2:00 in the morning and say, can you come over here, son? Like, Mom's not doing well, and I can't sleep, and she's going to kill me too. And it was bad. It was bad. And then I'd have to go and coach the 67s all day long. So, but, you know, obviously in hindsight, going home and being with Mom and Dad, my brother, and
It was the right decision.
it was the right decision. But, you know, as a coach, you know, I had to go from that USHL championship to the American League. I shouldn't have gone
Sideways.
Sideways. And you know, my Canadian friends are going to say, sideways? What are you talking about? The OHL is better than the USHL. You know, I don't know if I can say bullshit, but bullshit.
Yeah.
Like my Indiana team could have beat so many of those teams up in major junior, and so they certainly could have beaten my Ottawa 67s teams that I inherited. But yeah, so but I had to do it, and so 3 years of that, and came back to St. Louis and continued to coach, you know, minor hockey. Chaser talked me out of retirement. We coached the U18 team with his youngest son, Luke. And, boy, we had a great year. We a goal away from a national championship. So it was a great year, though, eh?
It was the most fun I've had. And, you know, like of all the years that I missed so much with the kids, it's just one of those things where it was just magical. The parents, it's hard to describe what the feeling you get from coaching a group like that when you take them and mold them into something really cool. And I can see where your addiction and affliction for coaching came from because of that, because that's one of the most genuinely fun takeaways that I've got from youth hockey. Is how great that experience was.
Well, you know, and
Grateful for that.
And I look at Brownie, and I look at his personality and his attitude. To me, I would compare it to me. And there's no way on earth I could coach. And for Brownie to be able to step in there and be a mentor and a coach to these guys, like there's no way I could do it.
Well, Brownie's personality was completely different coaching than it was as a player.
Here we go.
No, I mean, he legitimately, he legitimately had no foundation or filter. You did it the way he told you to do it, and expected everyone to be, kind of in charge of their own sort of self-discipline. And boy, did he get a lot out of players. The Blues have taken a 2-0 lead here, and
Bukestad.
Yeah.
the big fella Bukestad gets on the board.
He looks just like his dad did when his dad played for the North Stars.
He's 2 goals in, right? That was the second of the year, or is that third?
Here it is. A good pass up the middle.
That's a bad goal by that goalie.
Yeah, but it's still a good shot.
You tell me it is, it is.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer that a goal's a goal, and it's a good goal. Are you right?
Yeah, they don't ask how, Hully.
Yeah, they ask how many. You must have watched highlights of Ovechkin's 900th last night.
Yeah,
I mean, are you kidding?
That was a nice post you put too.
Of all 900, that's the one. I mean, you'd think it would have been a one-timer from over there on the offside.
Yeah. Speaking of one-times, we'll get back to coaching, but kids today, they all got to catch it. They all got to dust it off. They all got to shoot off the wrong foot. And, the unbelievable thing about you, Hully, was that you didn't always catch it all, but it was gone. It was gone so frickin' fast that the goalie didn't have time to set up. And I try and teach the kids that all the time, is that, like, not that you did, because you were so good at hiding, like, why go into the hole? Why go into the spot before you need to go into the spot? But you'd float, and I don't mean that. I mean that.
No, it's because that's the truth, though. You're dead right.
And when you needed to get to that spot, you'd get in there, and it'd be a one-timer every frickin' time. Every time, like, it's not how hard the shot is; it's how quick you get it to the net. Because these goalies are so good now. You give them time to square up.
You got no chance.
Unlike that goal, that should not have been a goal, but. No, you got no chance because they're so good. They're so big. It's not like the little guy with gumptions in the net.
Yeah,
like,
Panger.
My boys, they look at old footage of us playing and they're like, "Geez, I wonder how you got 25, Dad."
And that's what I
look at all the holes.
I would say that to my dad too. Looking back at the goal, he's like, well, skate saving a beauty, but then he'd get all mad. And he'd go, "You ungrateful little bastard!" He goes, "Terry Sawchuk, Johnny Bauer," and he would start naming goalies, and I'd be like, "Well, they just don't look that good to me."
They don't. Neither did the ones that we played against.
You're right. I don't know how many goals we got on right along the ice. It's just like,
yeah. But we got it there quick, and that was the difference. Like, they all want to receive it, dust it off, and the play's over. Like, you have to be ready. You have to be cocked, ready to go. As soon as it comes in your wheelhouse, get it to the net.
Because all our sticks are way too long.
Yeah, that's true.
I just found out today, Alex Ovechkin uses the absolute longest legal stick that you can use in the NHL, 63 inches. That's 9 inches under 6 feet tall. Because if my math is right, 72 inches is 6 feet.
Math is right.
Minnesota Duluth. Yeah. Thank you very much. But like that.
Canada Junior.
That
wasn't just a crossword
like you go
puzzle.
Look on the wall back there in the Ice Guardians bar, Jimmy O'Brien's bar back there. You got my dad's stick against the wall, and it's like a baseball bat. It's so short.
And they're awful.
And they're
like,
awful.
How did we shoot with those?
Right.
And I refused. You started with the Eastons.
Yeah, you stayed wood your whole career.
I stayed wood right till
well,
the
it
end.
worked good for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it is. It's what works, because remember, all of a sudden they came out with the one piece. I could not use a one piece. It wouldn't flex right for me. I couldn't raise the puck. It was like the flex point was too high or something.
Well,
where that flex point
I found that the kick point really changed when you guys would slide it across to me in the slot.
When you'd whack it on somebody's head.
Are you talking about? You know, I never had a stick until he went to Dallas. True story. When I got to St. Louis, Frankie Burns, for sure I was getting sent to the minors. So what do? They just give me this. Well, they gave me Wayne Babbich's stick. Hadn't played for 3 years.
3?
And then, and then you come down. What are you doing? And you start throwing sticks.
Oh, and then he'd grab his stick and he'd look at it and he'd go, "No wonder." And he'd throw it back.
They were so gross. Like Herb Ragland's stick. I'm like, Herb, there's no curve. It's like you can't flex it.
Well, he grabs my stick that I just made from 37 pounds of Wayne Babbich's hickory that was left in the.
Was it a Canadian or something?
No, it was a coho. A coho. And so he's throwing them in the garbage. And I'm like, dude, I need a stick. I'll get you a stick. And the next thing you know, he's cut all his sticks off to the height of his stick, which is about a foot more than I had. So I was out there playing the first day of practice with these sticks in literally like a floor hockey stick. Just trying to get around the ice and not get killed because I was bent over so much trying to get passes and not look down. And game's going too fast for me to start with. And since that day, I never took another stick and taped it because he always had somebody tape one end of his stick and the other end he taped. And so when I'd go to when I needed sticks, I'd just go to a stall. There was, 200 of them. There was none in mine. None. Zero. So I would take a couple of his that were bent. I'd try and bend some back. I'd just write 39 on them. That's all that was changed. And there would be my sticks, the ones that weren't bent in the aluminum too far. And the Christian ones that he's tried out a few times, they wouldn't bend. So those were good for me because I could get
cross-check and slash really good.
Yeah, slash and do whatever. But also I could take them on the road. Not have to worry about taking too many sticks because he was going to bend a bunch more of them. So, I played without that opportunity until we went 1 year to Minnesota for training camp. And
Hofer's got the glove working tonight.
Yep.
Bert Godin said, "What are we going to do for sticks?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You got no sticks." I forgot. We sent the sticks to Hully. You have no sticks here. You haven't had a stick in 10 years. So I had to call Dallas and say to him, "Hey, send some sticks back. Your guy won't send the sticks back. Send some sticks back." So I ended up getting, a dozen sticks or something, and then Bert had to order them, and I'm like,
"But a dozen sticks for you, it's like 3 years."
I didn't even know how to put them together. I'm like, what do we do with these things now?
How does this work?
I haven't touched.
You can build a house on the farm, but you can't put a stick together.
No. So I talked to Crash and said, "Hey, who puts these sticks together?" He said, "Me and another kid." I said, "Well, you and the other kid better get in here and throw a dozen of them together for me, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing."
Okay. And what's the other funny stick thing is Brendan Shanahan used Garth Butcher's stick his whole career. Yeah. Well, maybe not his whole career, but once he got to St. Louis with Butch, they had the same stick, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, you get 50 goals a year with Garth Butcher's stick? It's like, oh, man.
Well, and then his dad.
My dad came to town
and cut all the knobs off Shanny's sticks. So he cut all the knobs off him, and Shanny was freaking at me.
And you
fucking did this. I said, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, why would we do that? So Brownie and Shanny had a race to see who could be last to the rink every day.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
And so Shanny, he'd be like, what did we have to be on, like 10 minutes before practice or something stupid? But he'd be the last guy right on the dime, getting ready to go out, and he grabbed his sticks, and my dad had cut his knobs, and they were the dumbest knobs ever. Like it was like, what the hell? And at that point he was a 30, 35 goal guy.
Yeah.
And so I go, Shanny, I've been telling you this starting last year and now starting this year. I go, your knob is your it's a detriment to your abilities. I go, you got to be able to put a small knob in the middle of your palm so that you can manipulate your hands so you can shoot from more positions. And he changed it, and he put a smaller knob on, and he became a 50-goal scorer that year and never looked back.
Yeah. No, listen, Hully, you and this is no disrespect to Shanny at all, because we've already said how great he was at toughness and scoring and all that kind of stuff. But he learned a lot from you when he came here. Like, and that's one thing, right? Like, you can't play
That's
hockey.
a tribute to him, too.
100%.
To Shanny.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He learned, and he watched and learned.
But you can't play.
He
You can't
was a
play with
stud.
your knob sticking
No,
out
you
like
can't.
this, like because you can't do this.
Yeah. And you know where he got it? I think Patty Verbeek.
Yeah.
I'm like,
sure.
what are you doing? Your top hand is completely nullified.
Yeah.
You can only hold it
100%.
one way, and if the puck's not perfect, you can't score, or you're going to deflect something.
I used to say to him all the time, "Did you lose your thumb?" He'd be like, "What? Did you lose your thumb?"
Who, to the pig farmer?
No, to Shanny, because the pig farmer did.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking.
And that's one of the reasons Verbeek had that big knob on his stick, is because he lost his thumb in an auger on a grain bin, and he curled up in it and got the damn thumb out of the grain that was mulched.
Why wouldn't you just turn the auger backwards and have it come down to you?
Well,
I mean,
once
that's
it's
simple.
kicked out of the auger, it ain't coming back down. Don't ask questions about the farm. Just go back to sleep when it comes to that.
Hold on. We got to tell the Shanny story, too, after this.
So, he Verbeek ended up using that thing, and we would laugh about it.
I played with the pig farmer.
Oh, yeah, you did.
In Sudbury.
The angriest man alive?
My first year, I was 16.
Did he have it
17.
then?
Oh, yeah. And then I played with his younger brother, Brian, and we called him Chewy because they had this
There's two of them?
Oh, yeah. And because they had this pig on the frickin' farm that was like this 300-pound pig or whatever, and the name was Chewy, so that's how Brian became Chewy. Anyways, sorry to interrupt.
No, Hully was going to tell a story.
The Shanny.
Well, yeah, you know it better than I do, but like we're talking about ice fishing, right? And it's like, you get the shanty out there, and you get the auger out, and you dig a hole in the ice, and you get the heater, and you sit there, and you put the pole and the line and the bait down the hole, and you go ice fishing. And Shanny looks at Chaser and goes, "What's an auger?" And it's
I'll go
not
with
that
you.
he's dumb, because he's smart as shit.
If I didn't have a cottage, I
He's
wouldn't
a
know
city
any
slicker.
Yeah.
He's like, what is an
He goes, "Hey,
auger?"
listen to me. I'll do whatever you want me to do as long as you never teach me what an auger is." I'm like, you're half a nitwit. I can't even. I just used to
What's
leave
an
him alone
auger?
and shake my head at him. And of course, once he found out it was funny, he just stay with it. And
Yeah.
Just keep on the auger thing, And
It was like every time we'd be in Toronto, we'd drive, "Hey, that's where I used to live." Like, yeah, we know. Hey, I used to live right in those apartments. Huh? Yep.
he was a tough customer. He had older brothers,
man.
and they were all lacrosse players. And his brother, Danny, was unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I think we have a picture somewhere of Shanny and his brother, one with the Stanley Cup and one with the Canadian Championship for lacrosse somewhere. So it's just pretty cool.
Yeah, like the Evans brothers, right?
Yeah, I think
Dougie and
Will-
his family.
Yeah, Will.
There's Dougie before you got here
Jack
too. He was like a
a scrappy little pain in the ass.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
I think he packed that whole notion in when Twister and I got to camp. Though.
Yep. But he wasn't that type of player. He was more of a Bobby Basson.
He wasn't
going to fight.
Yeah,
you
he was
guys.
on a line with
Herbie Ragland.
Todd and Herbie. And when Twister and I got to camp, And I think Gino Cavallini was a centerman with Twister.
You don't know what
Or no, he was
offside is?
a left winger.
That's not in control.
Twister was in playing defense, and Todd and him had got into the fight, and then at the end of the fight, Todd headbutted Twister. And I remember being on the ice and Twister losing it on me. You better freaking do something. Todd comes back out of the locker room, and Twister comes out. He had needed a big square bandage on his head. He needed stitches. And he went out to fight Todd again, and Todd swung his stick at him and wouldn't drop his stick.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm telling you, when Twister looked at me across the ice, I knew I was dropping my gloves with Todd before I drilled him with my stick. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Of all of the times I've been around Twister, it's the one time where I thought, he is going to kill me.
Wires crossed.
Yeah, if I don't do something. And the funny thing about the whole gimmick about, us getting into it was Dougie Evans and Herb Ragland and also Todd realized right away that it really didn't make a difference to us. There was going to be some electricity in the game that night either way. And after we had our big fight there, and
Like there wasn't any electricity with
I know. Right?
Twister and Chaser were playing.
no, but the funny thing about it is and Brownie, you got to remember this, and Hully, they had a can drive outside the rink.
Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come in the rink the next day,
Yeah, you had to bring
play.
a canned food for the food shelter.
Yeah, you had a non-perishable.
Another Susie Matthew
item,
idea.
Or you couldn't come in to watch us play. Our play was maybe a little bit of a overstatement. But Susie Matthew had set it up, and sure enough, and I remember Shanny making the compliment about how, the things are going to be tough today. I still don't want to know what an auger is.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's how it started, the auger.
Yeah.
Or the night that they gave out those plastic coffee mugs or whatever with all our autographs, and you got the hat trick.
In the first period.
And me and Cujo are literally in the net trying not to get bombarded by
There had to be
frickin'
10,000 of them on the ice.
on the ice.
Well, that's when they started doing separate giveaways.
Yeah, at the end of the game, you'd get
the
it
end of the
instead
game.
of before.
They threw 10,000 coffee mugs out on the ice, and Hully gets 49. We're like, 50. And then about 2 weeks later, it's Gillette shaving kit night. Hully gets the second goal of the game, 59. Third goal of the game, 60. Fucking out comes 7,000 shaving kits, Gillette shaving kits out onto the ice.
Hully had
Pretty
the
soon
big
they-
It started to get kind of humorous.
We would
Hully, you
laugh.
scored 86 frickin' goals. You know,
Best part about it was a guy like Dog Wilson.
He would take them.
Oh, he would take them and he would have fun.
If there
with
was
it.
eBay, he'd be a billionaire, and him and Lowry sold everything.
he was a
Pie
he's a
Pie
good
took
man.
all my sticks and sold them.
Look at the deer.
Hey, look at the deer.
God, we had a fun group.
God. How about that early on? I think there was like two married guys on the team. Ron Wilson and
Mario Marwa.
Mario.
So I'm drafted to Quebec City, and you guys know Quebec City, and it's fun, right? The Chez Dagobert. And I'm having the time of my life, and I wake up and I'm 22, 3 years old, and me and Petit Tigre, we weren't getting along very well, the coach, and anyways, I'm thinking I got to get out of here because I'm having too much fun,
Right.
like extracurricular.
Yeah.
And so actually, this is a funny story. So I'm me and Petit Tigre were Michel Bergeron, the coach then. he keeps me kind of like Kairu tonight. Imagine that. Leaves me at home, and they're in Buffalo. And so I'm skating with a couple injured guys, and I'm taking one-timers after practice. And in walks the St. Louis Blues. And Sudsy and Greg Millen and a couple of the guys are standing at the glass watching me take one-timers. And Greg Millen looks over at Sudsy and says, "Boy, could we ever use that on our power play?" You know, that kind of thing, right? 2 weeks later, Millsy's getting off the bus in New York City, and Sudsy calls him over. He says, "I got some news for you." He goes, "What?" He goes, "You know that guy that was taking one-timers in Quebec? We just traded for him. That's the good news. The bad news is you and the Herkus Circus are going to Quebec City."
I remember.
Herkus Circus and
Greg Millen.
right, but then we made another one with Butchie and Bobby Basson.
Scud.
Yeah,
Ronnie, Sutter, Butch, and Bass. So 3 character kind of guys
unbelievable guys
for Steve Duchesne.
for the douche, who I ended up winning a cup with in Detroit.
Yeah.
So before I forget this, let me finish. So I come to Middle America, right? St. Louis. I get to settle down, find a nice Midwestern girl, and, you know, have babies and live a great life.
You run into
and you
us.
knuckleheads are here. Shitty
No,
and
you're
and
just
the
having
Big
it.
Q and
It's like going.
SS Bomess.
It's
and-
like going from France to England.
oh, boy.
That's fun.
We had
I'll tell you what, Hofer's
we had
having
16
a
single-
game tonight.
we had
Jason,
16 single guys.
was it 16? I
16.
knew it was a lot. Yeah, because we had was Bernie still here or no?
No, Bernie was gone, but
So we had
Oates.
oh
Brownie.
me
Who?
me.
You,
That was funny.
Tilly.
Tilly
Tuttle.
Tills was married.
No, that wasn't married.
Yeah, no, but married guys. Me,
Well, you weren't married.
I was.
You were single at the time.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't married to her. I'm telling you right
Well,
now.
fuck, we lived together.
Well, there was
Was Roddy here then?
Roddy, Jabber.
Well, we know the single guys. Who are the married guys? Easier to go 4 than
Well, there was
16.
just Mario Marowat, Paul McLean, and
the
Dog
big
Wilson.
Grizz.
Dog Wilson.
The big Grizz.
Gordy.
The Sutters had
Roberts.
to be married. Richie had to be married to.
yeah,
Kurt
Richie and Ronnie.
Giles? Kurt Giles, maybe?
No,
That was later.
Giles,
later?
Rivnek, and Hedekin all lived together.
Oh, that's right. Down in
He might
they
have
heard
been married,
gunshots
but he
every
wasn't,
night.
she wasn't living here.
The man who kept the weed business alive. Right? Am I right there?
Kept the weed business alive?
Yeah. Was it
Like
it
hippos?
Rivs?
Oh,
Wasn't it
wrong
Rivs?
hat.
Didn't we get a goalie?
Vincent Riendo.
No, didn't we get a goalie that just was like baked Alaska every day? We traded for him. He was our backup. Was it Rivs? Not Jamie Rivs, but
I don't know
Rivnik.
who that is.
Anyway, I wouldn't know.
Anyways, we had a fun team, and we were young.
Oh,
and
my God, we had
all,
fun.
It was too much fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed
But
that
the
team.
thing is, everyone took care of each other. No one got in trouble. We showed
for the
up,
most part.
worked hard. We won games. Like it was, like we were a coach's dream. You know?
Well,
That
I don't
curfew
know. I
thing.
thought we were pretty well.
It was that curfew thing.
that curfew thing
Well,
kept getting in
curfew's
the
a-
way in our room.
All curfew is a liability deal. So if you did do something stupid, it would be, well, hey,
But the
we had
best
a
part,
curfew.
the best part of it was that we were all together every time.
Always.
When we decided that it was, that curfew shouldn't happen.
Right.
We stuck together and we
Like in
faced the consequences
in L.A.,
together.
Harold Snepp, curfew at 8 o'clock. I go, Harold, how much do I owe you for everyone? God, there's a guy I disliked.
Have you guys told the LA story when we're down one and and Hully goes down and scores with about a minute and a half to go. And
like 30 seconds to go.
was that it?
I went on the ice with over a minute to go, and we were in our end for a minute.
And Hully, you remember, Hully scores, and he goes straight to the face-off dot. And Brian, well, we're going to play overtime.
Oh yeah,
we're going to get the point.
Coach to win. We're going to coach.
We're going to
to
get the point. You got the scud line out there with Bobby and Pie
and I wouldn't come off the ice.
And he wouldn't come off the ice. And I can't remember. I think it was Coho. Anyways,
I thought it was
like,
Carey Fraser.
one of you guys,
one
of you guys got to get off the ice. I'm going to give you too many men on the ice. And Hully wouldn't move.
Yeah. I go Coho.
He goes, Richie, get the fuck off the ice.
I go, both him and Serge, they both came out. And I'm like, hey, I love you guys, but I'm not changing. Please get off the ice. It's starting to get embarrassing. And I looked at Coho and I go, Coho, I'm not changing. Kick them off the ice. So he finally get off the ice.
And Brian is losing his mind.
And I wouldn't look backwards.
And so the puck goes in our end, and Cujo makes 5 grade A's, right?
Yeah.
And Hully's out,
I'm just
neutral zone,
circling.
Puck comes to him. 10 seconds later, goes down, bar down, skates over, one stop with the skate over the board, sits down. Like we're playing overtime in L.A.
And
and Brian Sutter didn't know if he wanted to kill me or kiss me.
Hey, do you know that James Duthie did a book about amazing stories, and he'd asked me all of these questions about Hully and about these stories, and I'd laugh at some of them, and I wouldn't say anything, and some I would say things about, but. He kept bugging me. Which game was it? Which game? Like it was a fallacy. I said, I don't know what game it was. It was just look and see the damn scores. Score late, win the game. Hull scores late. I don't know what fucking year it was. He couldn't find it. And he was getting frustrated, I think. And I said, Duth, here's what I'll tell you. Dave Tomlinson was called up for the game. I think Chopper only played about 12 games for us. I said one of them was in L.A.
He was a good kid.
He's a great guy. Yeah. Speaking of a guy dealing with cancer.
He won with you guys.
No.
Really
him
struggled.
too?
Yeah.
Did he not win with you guys in Peoria?
Yeah, he was our captain.
Another guy who played in the old arena.
And he said, he goes, is this really happening? After Hully had
Did I just see that?
And I go, what? He goes, does this happen often? I said, quite a bit. And he just shook his head and went to the penalty box. And so when we're reunited now, after, we tell stories about, and that story comes up, Dave Tomlinson was like, that's my story. Like, I'm the one that asked that question. Like, I couldn't believe it. And so I told James, I said, it was a game when Dave Tomlinson was
There's Ursel.
Is that Maroon?
Yeah, that's Patty.
Car Shield's legendary protection.
Yeah.
Well,
how good's that? I have that robe.
You probably had it before they filmed the commercial. All right, we need to take a break here in the Window World Studios, presented to you by Siteman Cancer Center, and we'll be back in a minute.
With our good friend, Jeff Brown.
Blues hockey with our good friend, Jeff Brown.
Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri.
We're coming to you from Window World Studios, Hully. And these guys, they're all about windows.
That's right, Chaser. Windows World of St. Louis doesn't just put in windows. They take care of people. Best service in the business, hands down.
And they'll do whatever it takes to make customers happy. And that's why fans around here trust Window World for their homes.
So if you need new windows, go with the teams that's willing to go the extra mile. Window World of St. Louis.
Window World of St. Louis. Best in town, buddy.
Absolutely.
Now it's time for your Get Check moment of the game. And today we're talking about prostate cancer. Did you know that besides skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer among American men? But it's very treatable, especially with early detection. Fellas, please speak to your primary physician about knowing when to get your PSA test done. A simple blood test could save your life. Typically, it's recommended you get the first test done around the age of 50. But if your family has a history of other factors, you may opt to get it done as early as your 40s. It's a simple blood test, and that's it. And if you're in Missouri or the Illinois area, you can go to getscreenednow.com, or you type in your zip code and find a screening location near you. Or you visit siteman.washu.edu.
Welcome back
Welcome
to the Window
back.
World Studios, and presented by Siteman Cancer Center. My good friend Kelly Chase, my partner, my pal, and our good friend Jeff Brown, one of the finest offensive defensemen to play in the game.
You know, it's funny. I remember, it's funny how you talk about that, and you played with arguably two of the best with Zubov and Lidstrom, and yet I've heard you say, listen, if I put it in the wheelhouse for Jeff Brown, he was getting the shot off, and vice versa. If I needed something slid over to me, and Jeff Brown was the guy that was going to deliver it.
Absolutely. It just the mastery with the puck with those guys is, and I never played with him, and he's still playing, and he's had one hell of a career. But Brendan Morrow left the Stars, and he went to Pittsburgh. I think before he went to Tampa, or was Tampa then Pittsburgh. But he puts Letang in that same category with Zubov as a passer, and I was like, wow, I knew he was a good player, but I didn't realize that he would think that highly of him. But those guys, you know, passing is an art, and you guys, I think, probably remember me. I would sit on the bench, and I would just I'd go, can't pass, can't play. Can't pass, can't play.
No, not you.
To me, it's the most important part of the game, because I was taught by my dad that the whole game was give and go. You work with your center or your line mate, and you try to 2-on-1 people, and the way you 2-on-1 people is you give and go. And if you can't pass or take a pass, well, then you're already lost.
Passing's caring. That's what it is. I mean, it's like it's caring to give your buddy a nice pass so that you can get it back at some point or go score, either way. But you're trying to be a good teammate, as opposed to, it's not like I can't score, so I'm just going to frickin' dump it. No, care about your pass. Put it on the tape so that you can get a play back.
Yeah,
and that's
and get yourself a stick that is proper so that you can make a good pass 100%. And accept a good pass. And I was a notorious 2-on-1 passer. And people would always ask me why, and I go,
because it's way better.
Well, I'm a karma guy.
Rewarding.
Like, if you're a selfish prick and never pass on a 2-on-1, the puck's not going to bounce your way. You got to give your teammates passes so they can score. And you know,
I'd make Logan or Clayton Keller or Trent Frederick. I'd make these guys sit if they didn't pass on a 2-on-1. Not for long, but. Yeah, my point is that they needed to know that passing is more important. You can always score.
Yeah, but you pass
but
it. They can also pass it back to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
100%.
Another power play for Buffalo. St. Louis better watch.
They're tap dancing around fire right now. They shouldn't.
Hofer's been holding him in this game with unbelievable saves. If they give up one. There's another save by Hofer. He's rock solid. He looks really big.
Looks big.
He is really big.
Is he really big?
Really big.
The other thing I've noticed all night long is, holy mackerel, can he play the puck?
Yeah.
Like he gets that puck. When you get a third defenseman back there that can pass the puck like these guys can today, yeah, it's unbelievable. You go to the corner and it's like, okay, I don't have to go to the corner and get
Brownie. That's
mauled by, whoever, because Butchie's winding him up.
That's what I said.
100%.
If I was going to tell the league to change one thing, I'd go get rid of that thing behind the net.
Yeah.
And make the goalies learn how to play the puck again. And you're going to save a lot of defensemen from getting
That's so
the
stupid.
cream.
Get rid of that thing.
But he's been outstanding. He's been in great position.
Brownie, we haven't talked about this yet, and we have to. It would be ridiculous to have you on and not talk about it. But let's talk about the players that left your program with the youth program and went on.
Oh, my God.
And not just thrive, but, I mean, these kids, first-round picks, second-round picks. I remember when you had Canada and Russia in town and you had St. Louis playing against them and winning games. What was the whole mindset behind that group of kids you had?
So, when I first retired, how long we got? When I first retired, Basil McRae was the AAA coaching director.
Right.
And I was in Baz's room and or office, and I did some life insurance with him and stuff, and I said, Baz, I want to give back. I mean, the sport that's given me everything. I want to, I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of my life, but I want to give back for the time being and see what's going on. And at the side note, he goes, hey, I got an opportunity to buy part of the London Knights. What do you think about that? Ooh. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Junior hockey, you don't make any money and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I got to ask him, but whether he listened to me or not.
Oh, no, he invested.
Oh, I know he invested, but I don't know if he invested as much as he wanted to after I talked to him. But my God, is that a cash cow up there? Anyways, so
don't listen to Brownie.
So don't listen to. Oh no, I'm good at non-financial advice. So he said, yeah, I got this 88 group that, I just hired this guy as the head coach and, whatever. And so I started coaching. I started getting the bug, and I started, understanding early that you can't run an NHL practice with a bunch of kids that can't pass, skate, shoot, compete, right?
Right.
It's skills. And every coach in minor hockey across the planet needs to teach skate, pass, shoot, compete. It's all about skills. Like at this level, Monty can show them a system. But if a guy can't pass, like Hully just said, you can't play. You can't play if you can't pass.
Yeah, the whole game is moving the puck.
You can't play if you can't skate. You can't play if you can't, if you don't have these skills, you can't. You have to teach the important stuff of competing, because if you can't compete, you can't play either. But that's all we did. That's all we did all those years, Chaser, and you were a part of it. I mean, that's what I learned. And ironically, Patty Maroon, I cut in Pee Wee because he was too slow, too big, too slow. But the next year he came back, and I'm like, this kid, his brain is off the charts. His hands are off the charts. Roller guy. And us Canadians were like, roller, what's that shit? Well, I'll tell you, I recognized all my 88s. They were all frickin' roller guys, all my top guys. They were all roller guys.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure this goal is going to count.
No, he kicked that.
I believe he kicked it. I don't know if he got a piece of it with his stick after.
If he touched that.
Yeah, that was a kicking motion for sure.
Kind of like.
That is a complete kicking motion.
Kind of like Hully in the crease.
No,
there was no kick there. There was yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but you weren't in the crease.
Well, the replay's over now, so it counts.
Where's your ring?
Good question. Doesn't fit anyway on my fat fingers.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
But yeah, this one is not going to count, and if it does, there's serious issues. No goal. Another great call by Brett Hull. So anyway, keep going. About Patty Maroon, you brought him back?
So I brought him back. I mean, he's just so skilled, and he was fourth line the first, we only had three lines, but third line, and by Christmas he was maybe our top player. So
tough too.
He was. I mean, he's so smart, so handsy, the whole deal, right? Anyways, so Chaser, going back to so when I finally got my own son, Logan, and Clayton Keller and Trent and Luke Martin and Joseph Wool and Brady Tkachuk, and I coached Matthew and
some
Luke
pretty good
Cunnin
players
and,
there.
Yeah, but it was all about that. It was all about every day at practice. It was just compete and push each other and develop skill. And there was no systems. I mean, I never taught a system until you asked me to coach the St. Louis Bandits. I just think that, it's a waste of time. And that's something I learned from Basil McRae as a AAA guy. Like, get rid of the board. Like, ice time is too valuable. Get these kids with a puck on their stick and developing. And you think back about, I don't know about how you guys develop, but I didn't develop because of my coaches when I was frickin' 11 years old. I developed because I was on the outdoor pond with my older brother trying to be as good as him, and, pond hockey and skills, and it was all puck possession and trying to protect the puck. And I mean, that's how I became a hockey player, not because some coach at 11 years old taught me how to do the double wide breakout or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Like, it's so stupid.
But sometimes that, well, you need a guy like you is to spread it out through all the categories of skill. Because when I was a kid, a little fat bastard, all I did was shoot.
And that's why you were Patty Maroon. That's why you guys did commercials together.
Yeah, but that's why I've one of the greatest shots ever is because I just shot and I shot and I shot. And why I was a crappy skater is because I never skated. I'm like, this skating thing sucks. It's like makes you sweat.
So how did you find the speed that you needed to score 86?
I went when I played junior in Penticton, scored 105 goals. We were talking earlier about tough guys with Kimby and they're like, well, yeah, I got like 25, 30 goals and 200 penalty minutes. Well, I was kind of the opposite. I got 105 goals and 20 or 25 penalty minutes. A lot of hooking and trippings. But so my coach, Rick Kozback at Penticton, he talked to me. He said, if you're going to, continue your journey in hockey, you got to keep working on your skating. And at that point, Minnesota Duluth had, a couple years prior, had taken over the 1980 Olympic skating program. And it was Herb Brooks and those guys. Right. And it was not a punishment skate whatsoever. It was a make you better skate. And so on Mondays, I said, well, if I'm going to get better, I got to go to Minnesota Duluth and skate. Because every Monday, no pucks. It was an hour and a half of skating. But it was never a stop and start. It was okay. It was like you had your defense, you had your four lines. So it wasn't like, you got plenty of rest in between. And it was, goal line to blue line, turn left, come back. And then it was goal line to red line, turn left, come back. And then it was goal line to far blue line, come back, all circles. And then far end and back. And then it'd be turn right, come back, turn right and come back. And then it was around the rink that way, and then around the rink the other way. And because there was, so many guys doing it, it didn't seem like it took forever, even though like, gee. But it was, and you skated. And you did tight turns and big turns. And then on Wednesdays, we would do power play and penalty killing. And then the pucks would go away, and we'd do a short version of Monday. And it just made you a better skater. And
right.
that's what helped me become a guy who could play in the league. But because I had no idea that I could, I would sit there my freshman year, and that was when Edmonton played Chicago, and every game was like 10-9. Remember that? And then all of a sudden, Edmonton played Dino Ciccarelli, and being at Minnesota Duluth, it was like Dino the Dinosaur. That was his breakout year, and he scored all those goals in the playoffs. And Minnie gave Edmonton a pretty good run before they went to the finals. And so I'm like sitting there and going, can I do this? And you have no idea. And then luckily I was given a chance to go to the World Championships my sophomore year, and I realized that I could play with these guys, and I decided to turn pro. Yeah. And so, but yeah, just skating, stick handling, passing, shooting, competitiveness, you're right. But so I was lucky enough to become a GM with Dallas after I retired. And tell me I know both of you totally all agree with this. But we had our scouting deal down in Cabo, and so I was listening, and I finally said, okay, before we start anything else, I go, I have a question for all of you, amateur guys and pro guys. And I said, when you're scouting, whether it's you pro guys, maybe we're going to make a trade at the deadline or maybe look at a guy at free agency in the offseason, and you amateur guys, like when we're going to draft a kid, what is the number one thing you look for? Like, what is the number one thing that, like, you sit there and you go, okay, yeah, that's my guy, whatever. What is it? And, it's like...
Same for every guy.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing?
That's the question, yeah. Well, you got to shoot. You got to be able to pass. You got to be able to skate. Got to be tough. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, yeah. Those are all good answers, And I go, like, do any of you actually sit there and go, does this guy have hockey sense? Like, and first of all, do you know what hockey sense is? Because I'm like, you're giving us players to draft and to trade for and to sign as free agents. Well, I need to know if they have hockey sense. And it would take me 10 seconds watching a guy play. Well, not 10 seconds. But it would take me a game to see if a guy has hockey sense. And that's, to me, the number one thing. Because if you have hockey sense, you being able to teach the guys passing, shooting, competitive.
All that you can teach.
Basically, they have it. You just have to kind of enlighten them onto what it is.
Okay, so that brings me to, and I agree with you 100%, and it's not popular, by the way.
I know it, and it's also not like Wayne Gretzky.
But
he's not the only guy with hockey sense.
Can you teach hockey sense?
There's fourth line guys with great hockey sense.
Can you teach hockey sense?
No. You cannot teach hockey sense.
Completely
That's
agree.
my point.
So are you born with it?
Yes.
Okay.
You were born to play the game.
Okay.
Right? Like, don't tell me those guys that play golf weren't born to play golf, because you can't teach. Like, I'm basically a scratch golfer. And you like, I can't fathom some of the things those guys do on the golf course.
Right.
It's crazy. I get to play with Scotty Scheffler and Charles Howell III down in Cabo, and I watch them, and it's just like, this is a joke.
But the new age coaching philosophies think that they can teach hockey sense.
No, they can't.
So
that's why they shouldn't be coaches. Because they don't have any coaching sense, which is also a thing.
Yeah, but
Scotty Bowman was a genius.
But Hockey Canada and USA Hockey guys, when they check that box, they're experts because they read the.
Yeah, you know
booklet,
why?
Right?
Because they're all buddies and they drink beer together.
100%.
That's why they're there.
I completely agree.
It's got nothing to do with skill level or ability to coach.
But don't you think, like, I think, again, when I was 5-6 years old, like, I mean, I was on the outdoor pond and I was learning to play. Did I not develop hockey sense there? Or you think 100%?
No, you learned to play because you had hockey sense, or you wouldn't be able to learn to play.
Interesting. Because I'm with you, maybe not completely with you.
I think you can turn. I think there's things you can teach kids that give you some hockey sense. I don't think it's all doom and gloom when it comes to watch a kid and go, he's terrible, he'll never get it.
Well, no, but
now there is some you'll never teach.
And it doesn't, just because you don't have hockey sense doesn't mean you can't play in the league.
No. I'm just saying.
You're just not going to be really good at it.
The game tonight. There's a lot of guys. Sorry. There's a lot of guys without hockey sense playing in the game tonight.
Absolutely.
Right?
And like I said, you don't have to be Wayne Gretzky to have hockey sense.
Right.
Right? You look at Guy Carbonneau and Mike Keane. Those guys are nothing but hockey sense. They do the right thing with the puck every time they get it. You know, they're not the most skilled guys, but they make the right plays at the time to do it. Like, that's hockey sense.
Right.
Right? You get there's a lot of like Joe Murphy. Joe Murphy didn't have a bit of hockey sense. He just relied on pure absolute skill.
And he was skilled.
And physical ability.
Yeah.
He didn't have a brain in his head.
No, listen, again, getting back to the original question, right? Like, I frickin' love hockey sense. And so I'm 100% with you. Again, I think that you can tweak it. Like, if you're 50% hockey sense, you can get them to 60% or whatever, but you're not going to get them to 100. You're not going to get them to Gretz or Hully or whatever, right? So I get that. But that is so important and so much more fun to coach as a player. Or as a coach.
Smart guys.
An old player coach, right?
Like Adam Oates, to me, Adam Oates is the smartest player I ever played with. Ever. I mean, it's a joke how smart he was.
That's because he'd look off 25 and pass it over to 86.
Well,
that's why you love
Yeah, but that's hockey sense. He knew to do the right thing.
He looked me off so many times. I'm like,
and smile at you while he did it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like Jaromir Jagr, it's like a joke. He doesn't even know, when he came in the league, didn't even know English, and he knew everything about the game. I woke up every day afraid I was never going to score another goal. And if you do not have some sort of fear like that, you're not going to score because there's no drive to score.
right.
It's just because you're a top line player doesn't mean, they're going to let me score. You have to be afraid that you're never going to score again to score. Because that will drive you to do whatever it takes to score. Like, I've stood in front of the net and gotten killed to score. I've stood out on the side and scored. I've scored off the rush. I mean, but if you're not afraid, if you haven't scored in a few games, and if you're not standing right in that blue paint or near it and have one bounce off your ass or tip one in or get a ugly rebound, you don't want to score. Stay after practice and shoot 500 pucks into an empty net. And just picture the puck going in the net. That's all you have to picture it going in the net.
It's funny you say that because we when Brownie and I coached, we had a couple kids that were, they were on the border of, second or third line guys. Okay. And two of them ended up playing college hockey, and one of them, I would say to him all the time, I'd be like, look, what are you doing when nobody's watching? That's what I tell my kids, all my kids, but what are you doing when nobody's watching? Yeah. But I also would say, here's the deal. Brett Hull used to shoot a puck from this area into two spots, and he would shoot it in the same place. Even if the goalie was stopping him, he'd shoot it there, so he knew in a game it was going there. And if he was standing over on this side of the net, he'd shoot it in these two spots. So I just kind of kept working these guys until last year at the end of the year, they played college hockey, and I spoke to
This is a shooting.
one of them and told him, you kind of win. You're doing all the things you should be doing, and that's why you got the scholarship and the opportunity. But he didn't know those things till we played.
Yeah, if I could tell these young guys, and I told Kairu last year, I said, look you want to learn how to score is you don't try to score in practice. Where you have the puck in practice, you shoot where the goalie won't be in a game.
Right.
Like goalies are human. They got a bunch of equipment on. They're tired. They're cheating. They're going to cheat in practice.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be where they are in a game. So you shoot where they're going to be, not going to be in a game. Who cares if it hits them in the pad? They won't be there in a game.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you get the puck in a game. There's no thought process. That's where I have to shoot it. Right. And you get it, you shoot it. And the goalie's not set and he's not there and it goes in. But you dust it off, you wait, and it's like, ooh, where's the goalie? I got to find a spot. It's over. These guys are too good. And so you train yourself in practice to score like it's a game. Don't worry about if Curtis Joseph hung over because he went out with Chaser last night and he's sitting there on the far post, hit him right in the pad. But he's not going to be there in a game. And that's how you train yourself to score. because there's no thought
I
process
passed that
anymore.
along to them without me being, they were hungover because they were out with me.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't really hang out with the goalies.
No, I didn't hang out with you guys that drank.
Really? Here's the Hippos' high point tonight. Hofer's been outstanding. Everything they've thrown at him tonight, which has been plenty, he's been there. He's been in great position, solid. He's not fighting the puck. And as Jeff Brown said earlier, he's moving the puck for his defenseman, which really helps getting the puck out of your own end.
Third defenseman. No, he's winning us a game tonight for sure.
Yeah, because Buffalo has controlled the play.
Oh, my God.
But Hofer's been there,
Keep away.
and he's been playing great.
But if I can get back to, you said something about earlier, you go, I shot pucks because I hated skating, and I shot pucks. And I don't, I'm going to defend us for a second that it wasn't just that we were born with hockey sense. I remember as a kid shooting pucks against a concrete wall in my basement for hours by myself, and I would make up games in my head, and I would shoot, and I would shoot, and I would shoot constantly. And, I mean, that's getting back to when Shanny came here, and kudos to Chaser too. He if put in positions could score. He could shoot.
Yeah, Chaser had skills
because he learned from you,
and he had the best stick on the team.
He didn't get a lot of the best stick because it was yours, right? Obviously, but obviously he wasn't on the power play and stuff like that. But my point is that you work at stuff like that, and that's the stuff that you can improve on. And I'll never forget this, and I'm wondering if Chaser or Butchie's going to finally come clean. But we're in Montreal, and you and I are working on power play, and we're working on one-timers, and everybody else had gone off the ice, and we continue to work.
Hey, that's a lie already. Everyone's off the ice, and you two are the only ones out there.
So I used to have...
That's a lie.
I used to have these patent leather shoes with silver buckles.
Yeah.
You remember those?
Uh-huh.
Oh, they were my favorite. Now, I will admit, they might have been a little dated.
You got him up in Canada.
I did get him up.
What was the shoe store?
Well, wait for my story. So we're on the ice, and I finally come off the ice, and the boys have been busting my balls for years, months, not years, months about you got to get a new pair of shoes. So I get down to my locker, and there is two huge nails, like the biggest nails you've ever seen, like this long, right through both of my frickin' patent leather shoes hanging in my stall. And Chaser won't admit this to this day. He blames Butchie on it. Anyways, long story short, or do you want to come clean right now?
No, I never destroyed anyone's clothes.
Yeah, because Chaser loved his clothes.
Yeah.
I never destroyed anyone's clothes.
He always thought he looked good.
Isn't that nice? So here I am walking down St. Catherine Street, 3 feet of snow on my flip-flops, going to Aldo.
Well, you could have still wore your shoes.
Oh, no, they were destroyed.
Oh, yeah?
I couldn't get them off. Aldo, I think, is what you're
Aldo,
talking about. Or Pegabo. Or,
no,
Aldo.
Aldo was the shoe store. They had good stuff.
Yeah. Completely ruined my game day routine because I had to go get shoes for the game that night. And you knew we were going out.
Would you have a game day routine? Sleep?
Yeah, I made a mockery of that, didn't I? The only reason it would have been sleep, and it would have worked any better if it was at 2 a.m.
You know what?
And I actually made you go to bed.
Those guys...
I did with him.
Oh, please. The guys that would do the shoe thing like that, they were always the guys that you would never expect.
Right.
It was like a Lowry or no way. Butchie would never do that.
Butchie did that.
Butchie would do something. He would me and him would get you super loaded at the bar in Chicago on Louis the 13th.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna try cognac for the first time.
And it's the grossest shit on earth.
Oh my God, it's $75 a shot. Now it's like freaking 200 or 300 a shot.
Oh, yeah, it was. And they
flight
loved us
home
at
the
the
next
bar,
day?
so they gave us a discount.
That flight home the next day.
Oh, terrible.
Oh,
that was the
I'm never so
that
sick.
was the butchie flight was wings, chicken wings.
The whole thing with being in trouble with your teammates when something like that happens is it was hard not to get anyone in trouble for doing that. But I remember Jim Montgomery having a time with us because I had grabbed his stuff one day after practice he had taken, and I caught him cutting my socks and shaving cream my shoes and everything. And that's when we had the police come and do an arrest.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, and Monty was in the way in that one, and
That's a terrible call, by the way.
I never touched. No, it's not.
That is a terrible call.
He
The
hit him
goalie's
right in the
just-
feet.
The goalie's just going back to his net.
He hit him in the feet on purpose.
Skate, stick on skate.
Dude, the goalie just played the puck and he's going back to the net. If you're that big an idiot that you don't see that, you should get 2 minutes for being dumb.
You're wrong.
No, I'm never wrong, by the way. He's got 4 goals in his last 7 games, Bukestad Chaser.
This is a big win for the guys.
After getting shellacked and washed.
Yeah. Now, I mean, in
How about
27-14.
How about Bennington trying to steal the puck?
I thought that was great. I was laughing.
I have a puck, guys.
How
Do you
about
guys
like,
know
get
I
the
got a
puck and have him come down and shake his hand? Go here.
I got a pretty important puck.
Yeah, you do. Tell us about it.
Even though it was the worst maybe hockey moment of my life when we
Right.
lost
Game 7.
7 in Madison Square Garden. But I was on the ice for the last face-off, and puck went into the corner, and we didn't have time, and I got stuck in the corner because the Ranger bench
Cleared.
emptied, and I couldn't get back to my bench, and I was in the corner, and I looked down, and for some reason I thought, I don't know why I picked the puck up. I really don't to this day. I don't know why I picked it up. But went back to the locker room, threw it in my bag, not thinking anything of it, not shorthanded. And got back to Vancouver. We did our, end of the year celebrations. I mean, we had a hell of a year that year.
Yeah, you did.
And so I was taking my equipment home. And I didn't even think of it. And I brought my stuff back to St. Louis, and I was emptying it out when I got back to the house, and there's this puck. Anyways, the point is I've got the puck from Game 7, the last puck on the ice when the Rangers won the Cup.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's worth a ton of money.
Hey,
right now.
New York Rangers, you want to display that puck? Call Jeff Brown at 1-800-PUCK for sale.
It's at a, by the way, it's at a.
Don't tell anybody where it is.
Oh, it's at the bank.
It's at the bank, the safety deposit box.
Safety deposit
That's pretty
box.
good.
I actually brought it up to Ottawa, and my dad. I gave it to my dad, and he was so nervous with it that he threw it in a safety deposit box, and like for literally 25 years. I can't believe it's that long ago when you think about it.
I think it's more.
Well, I mean,
84.
but he just died.
94 to, oh,
But
yeah.
he just died. So he died 5 years ago. So whatever it is, but
30 years.
yeah, crazy. How'd we get so old, boys?
Time, Jeff.
Big 6-0.
There's 2 things that are undefeated.
You're 6-0
One of
already,
them's
right?
time.
You're 6-0.
6-1.
Yeah. And Chaser, when do you turn 6-0? You just had a birthday
October 25
next year, right?
of 27.
Empty netter, 3-0 Blues.
Huge win.
Peter Falk, Colombo, with a goal. I tell you what, they won, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure Buffalo didn't deserve a better fate there tonight. They played damn good. Hofer, first, second, and third star.
Yeah.
Those minuses suck too. Another
No, they're
reason
awful.
plus minus suck.
Never had any of them.
Good win, Monty. Fucking
Yeah.
rights.
Good for them.
They had me out to get my plus
Oh my God.
10 and at the end of the year, last game of the year, they pulled their goalie, and Joel put me out on the ice, and Hully was trying to get me the goal. And I kept yelling, shoot it in the, and he wouldn't shoot the thing.
People
in the
have to give
net.
me more information.
And
Like I was trying to get him a goal, and I didn't realize he just wanted a plus.
But
needed
you
a
never
plus.
got an empty net.
Well, I
Needed
know
a
that's
plus
why
for
they
50 grand.
They should have known I was.
You
Well, I
could've-
did. I got
You
a
could
few
have
of
built
them.
the bullet.
I bet you I got under double digits. Do not spoil this shutout. Get
Don't
the puck
jinx him.
down. There we
Don't
go.
jinx him.
That's good stuff right
Boy, that guy can skate, huh?
there. Can't pass, but
Not a lot of hockey sense, but it's effective.
I tell you what, Buffalo add a couple players. They don't seem like a terrible team. Terrible uniforms. Like terrible.
Another, yeah.
Like they're just terrible.
Who designs that?
Yeah, shutout for Hofer. Beautiful.
Well, that's a great period of hockey by St. Louis after not having a great first two. And
There's
You're-
no pictures. It's like it's a scorecard. Not
you're
a
going to the Car
postcard.
Shield breakdown. Tyler Tucker fight early in the game.
This kind of changed the game a little bit. It was kind of ugly, and then this happened. Then all of a sudden there was a goal and an unbelievable save, and then a bunch of unbelievable saves.
I'd love to be able to go out on the ice with the kid and just show him a couple things from a holding on standpoint because he's so big and so strong. He could position guys on the end of his arm completely different. Never be in those wrestling matches like that.
That's a St. Louis kid right there, Josh Dunn, too.
Oh, is he a St. Louis kid?
Another 98.
Who is it?
Josh Dunn.
Oh, done.
Over, under, and underdone. Well, fellas, I can't thank you enough. This has been fantastic.
Thanks for coming on today, Brownie.
That was fun. I
Better-
really enjoyed it.
Come on
Let's do it
back
again.
anytime you want. Come
Yeah,
on
we'll
back.
be doing this in a week or two, and we'll just have you come in and sit in here and drink a beer and have some water. Enjoy yourself.
I'm just going to let you know. I'm giving Hofer all 3 stars.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely
All
done.
3, and that goalies aren't my favorite people, but he was
Hippos, McBride, and Car Shield. He gets all 3 stars.
absolutely. Hippos, McBride, and Car Shield from the Window World Studios, presented by Siteman Cancer Center. Kelly Chase, Brett Hull, and Jeff Brown
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
signing out.
Brother.
Yeah.